Greetings to all of all times, from whoever, where, when, and whom may be listening, from coming to you from YouTube land. Um, so a lot of my past videos have been a focus on my business, landscaping business, but I have decided that I'm going to change ships with this channel, my original, as it were, YouTube channel I've had for years upon years, because it's only appropriate. This will be my video journal channel where I'm just talking not about my business strictly, but my personal life, my thoughts, observations, and really just a way for me to process things in this oh so hustle and bustle, robust world of harmonious chaos ordered in ways that can never be capitulated in full detail of the human mind. Bleh, to give you a bunch of woo philosophical words all at once. I was going to make this one a little more personal and emotional, but I have to work with both my hands at the moment while doing this, and doing this because of my ADD brain just helps me focus. So here we go. Call this a rehearsal video more than anything. So instead of talking about my mother and my aunt having basically the an idea of like, well, why don't you ask chat GPT to start with this emotional letter you have to write to your mother? I did, and let me tell you, with the prompt I gave and the letter it wrote in a second, blown away, and I have many thoughts about that. However, regardless of that, that's much more of an emotionally charged one. I care to give full presence for that. I'll talk about something that isn't emotionally charged, but still been on my head. Credit. Which, yes, falls into business, sort of. But since I'm having an LLC, it's important now for me to keep my personal and business credit different. Hence, they are not connected. However, to really start with business credit, your LLC is your child, if you will, a legal entity. And what does a good parent do who is financially educated? They personally guarantee their child. They PG personally guarantee their child's credit. They get them on credit cards that they have no control over, that they don't even see, and make sure that their credit is good, and if not great, before they are even of age to use credit. Right? So that is essentially what I must do now, is continue forth with my journey of improving my credit, because I started to actually pay attention to it 2 years ago or so, give or take. Late 20s, I'm almost 30. Oh, this credit thing. Maybe I should look into it, because life's ticking before my eyes, and that'll only go faster. So, I did what I proudly feel is unconventional and is kind of unfortunate, but I started to improve my credit history, frankly. First, paying off obvious collections, disputing stuff that I knew was unjust. That's another video. And succeeding. I also have improved my credit through credit cards. Don't ever do that. That's bad. Don't get credit cards. That's bad. That's working class narrative. That's financially illiterate narrative. Though I am intrigued, because there's many financial YouTubers, if you will, that's like, you got that camp of pro credit, anti credit, right? And yes, I guess we've reached the $1 trillion threshold of Americans being in personal credit crises. But really, that's of individual undoing. Yes, the credit card companies exploit and take advantage of the human psychology, just like the corporations do through advertising, because We're farm animals. I'll say that again. We're farm animals. This is the Matrix. What does that mean? We all have a social security number. Now, you know those cows, chickens, all of them, those farm animals, and that number they have on their ear? Yeah. So basically, it's the same thing. We're farm animals. We're stock to be consumed by the minority that stay in power, the oligarchy few, blah, blah, blah. It's true. You know it. I know it. If you've gravitated towards this randomly, I can already tell you with absolute certainty, especially if this was video still relatively new and you found this, my friend, you're here for a reason. And I know that whole reason, scapegoat, it feels like, but the reason is of our own manifestation. Take with it what you will. It resonates or it resonates not. But you and I both know we are controlled. We are farm animals. And the American ink farm industry is the most tested upon, experimented upon farm animals out of the whole bunch. Period. Obviously. Right? Anyways, this is why this is a test video. Due to my ADD, sale, squirrel, leaf, landscaping company. That'll be the name of my business. Because of that, I just went on a rant, on the typical rants I always go through. Once I was a teenager, and I have a line that I'll forever have memorized of that concentratedly refined oligarchy paradigm that's sustained upon the pages of our history. Right? Okay, anyhow. Where was I? There are two main rules I have applied with personal credit and how I have had it help me build my credit. Two main things that are very important, and for me it's like, keep it simple. This is like, just remember this, and for the most part, if you actually apply it, because that leads to me saying, yeah, I've already fucked it up. I knew I was gonna fuck it up. It didn't help that everyone fucking around me basically has the energy of, oh, you're gonna fuck it up. It's like, well, no shit. Haha. But, so I already knew what I'm about to tell you, messed it up, if you will, and now getting myself out of this hole for the sake of supporting my baby LLC, Leaf Landscaping Services. His birthday, her birthday, definitely a her, much a feminine, if you will. I'm just thinking, I was like, which kid is my kid? Now I'm thinking about my LLC as a kid. My little girl, Leaf, she was born this year, May 23rd. May 23rd, 23rd. Which is cute, because my girlfriend's actually, her birthday's 93. September 3rd, 1993. Oh yeah, that birthday's coming up on this date of recording. Repeating numbers. Anyways, credit. Yes, so here are the two rules for personal credit. And utilizing the credit cards in a way that makes you look good and help even boost your credit. Number one, 30% rule. Everyone knows this. Like, this is probably the number one thing that credit people on YouTube, for example, point out. And what's funny enough is the 30% rule doesn't just go for credit. I don't know how this works in the world of finances. It feels like there's some kind of formula that this applies for other things too, but it also applies in like how you spend your paycheck, how you save back money, For that, you got stuff like the, what is it? The 30, 47, no. The 30, 20... the 40, 30, 30 rule. Anyhow, never mind. Scratch that last part. If I was actually carrying this not being a training video, I would just edit that part out. 30% rule. Say you have a credit limit that opens, right? And that credit limit, $800. Congratulations. You got accepted for an $800 credit limit. Oh man. You know what that means? That means I got $800 of credit. I'm gonna go out and get what I want, $800 worth of stuff. I'll be good. I'll be able to pay it off how I please, you know? Yeah, I can carry a balance over, but that's done okay. As long as I done pay something, I'll be good. Isn't America great? Yeah, America. Yeah, no. Okay, so $800 credit limit. Think of it this way. And this kind of falls to the number one thing, and this came from my uncle. Props to you, uncle. Love you. Things you say, I remember, because you're fucking smart. And it's obvious. Don't think of credit like money. I'll say that again. Don't think of credit like money. Credit is not money. Credit is not money. It's not. Ironically, the way you don't think about credit as money is you don't use the credit card unless you know 111% that you have that money to pay that credit card off. That's like the number one obvious, right? Don't let the balance carry over. I don't care. Don't let the balance carry over. Period. I was really good at doing that for the first month or so of my first credit card. A few months, actually. You know. When life happens, you will fuck it up. I promise. It's okay. You'll be good. Just pay something, because I know, at least for me, I can proudly say that even though I'm at a point where I have 3-4 credit cards and I've maxed them all the fuck out, one thing I can say confidently and for sure is my payment history is 100% good, and that will help save my ass in the long term once I repair this credit debacle I got into. Trying to balance on a shovel ain't gonna work. Boom. So yeah, there's that. Pay it off all the time. As long as you do that, you follow the 30% utilization rule. Say you have an $800 credit limit. No, you don't. You do not. You have a 30% of that $800 credit limit. Unless you know absolutely for certain you have the money over 30% of that credit limit, you don't have $800 worth of credit limit. What do you have? 30% of that 800. So you take that decimal point, you move it over to the left. All of a sudden, that 800 is 80. 80 is 10% from 800. Okay, cool. So 80, 10%, 160, 20%. And then, of course, I already know I know this, but I'm on camera, blah, blah, blah. 16, 240. So what is 30% of $800? 240. So what do you really have? You have a credit line of $240. Why is this so important? Because say you max out your card, and these rules all intertwine with each other, of course, obviously. Say you max out your credit card for the whole 800, and then you're responsible. By the time you get to even before, a day or so before the due date of said credit card, you pay the balance off in full, right? Then you get on that Credit Karma or TransUnion or Equifax account you got. Oh, so nice. Yeah, be so vigilant of your credit in the 21st century. All those apps. Woo! You go there and you're like, why my dumb credit score get lower? I don't get it. I just paid off all my credit card. Why is it lower? Why is it lower, my friends? Because when the credit bureaus ended up looking at your credit, it was on a different date than your bill was due. I'll repeat that again. When the three main creditor bureaus, we all know who they are, look at your credit card balance, it's on a different date than when the credit card is due. Naturally, for me, I didn't even think about when they looked at my balance, just assuming that they look at your balance on the due date, right? They want to see, like, okay, what happened on the due date? No, man. No, of course not. And of course, they don't tell you this. You have to find this out on your own, okay? You find this out on your own, because why would they tell you this? They won't make money off of you if you knew that. That's the thing about this all, man. It's profit off of stupidity, right? Kind of like profit off of destruction and death, right? He made it big when Camp Fire hit in Paradise, California in 2018. A lot of realtors made it big because the property value kind of went up because of the risk of being up there, and it kind of has, and as it's doing right now, kicking out poor people, creating more houseless individuals, and making room for the privileged, the privileged wealthy, as it were, to live up there instead. Gentrification, my friends, gentrification. Point being, profiting off of stupidity. Because what are we again? Human farm animals. Straight and simple. We are the cows that have an earring. We all might as well have an earring or a tattoo of our social security number, because we are human farm animals. And credit card industry is one way to utilize us, our human resources, our human energy, to keep the few, the wealthy, in power, to keep the oligarchy paradigm that's concentratedly refined shining onward. Alright, so this is messy. I'm going to do another video. This is the rehearsal video. I love you all, whomever you may be. For all you doth no more, no less than another mere reflection of self. Peace.